Hello everyone, this is Greyshot 17 here, bringing you another Company vs. Replay, brought to you by, apparently I'm not supposed to tell you. So I'm just going to put my cursor over said player that sent, Feg. Feg sent me this. I know it's like, oh guys, you kind of spoil it by somehow, oh by the way, I love how this person loaded in 30 seconds later. Hey, no, I'm not the only one. Yay, even though I have a great PC, a pretty good PC and a really good connection, even though I have Time Warner. Fuck Time Warner. Feg, Griffin, and Kara versus Psychotron, Saint, and Das Weasel. Sure, why the fuck not? Normal names. Anyway, honestly, I am gonna say it because that person did send it in, but the big thing I will say is the fact I do accept replays if you win or lose, and I have recently posted some replays that you both win and lose, so it can go either way. It doesn't necessarily have to be that person wins or loses, but again, it's usually if you send me a replay, it's this awesome thing you do, so that's why I take a look. So just in case for future reference, I will say that person out of gratitude, just like I'll say Chris, Leo, Tim, and Sean for supporting me. I want to thank all of them on Patreon. If you want to do so, you can do so. You can support me on Patreon, or you can just like and subscribe. That really helps, especially because YouTube's fucking up right now with a lot of people, including myself. I have been noticing a lot of trends where currently my subscriber numbers and my video numbers will go incredibly high and then go incredibly low. So no idea what's really going on there, but yeah, something is going on. And apparently a lot of people are being unsubscribed from channels, so very weird. I don't know if YouTube's hitting the breaking point, but you know, there's always that possibility. Anyway, big assault in mid. Again, a lot of German infantry kind of pushing through, trying to get that middle point, and actually a push down south. But it looks like the ally, the American player, was able to rush down here before the OKW player was, which is actually kind of funny because typically it's the other way around. But anyway, they're able to capture the island, which is always a crucial point. Man, run. Dude, you better run for your life. Oh, boy. But also, expect a little update for COH2 in the coming, probably in the next few replays. Something's gonna happen. Hopefully. Maybe, as long as they get everything through. In any capacity, MG. Alrighty. Kind of blocking this point with the other MG here. Kind of making sure this fuel point is mostly secure. But again, without that recon, that precious recon, you can't see that infantry cap it. So, you know, kind of screwed in that capacity. Now let's see here. Double check rank real quick. Come on, there we go. So some low level players, and I swear, oh, wow. All right, higher level team. So I should expect some amazing gameplay out of here. But I literally just saw this guy lose a squad, so maybe not entirely, but it's a full 3-star team. So I expect some amazing pushes, which is actually kind of what's happening here. We can see they're definitely double teaming, trying to push the allies back, control the fuel, and it looks like also try to push the island at the same time, which maybe not. Let's see right now. So yeah, 2 Verbach and 1 OKW versus 2 Americans and a Soviet player. So a lot more support / frontal assault with a mix of support and heavier armor. Well, just German troops, but typically the British more camp and kind of like turtling, where the Americans are just like gun-ho, which is, you know, the American way, quote-unquote. So we'll see how all that goes. Looks like the Wehrmacht are trying to get around, decap this point. Not bad. The American player's like, well, Car's just like, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm just going to walk away. Alright, you're putting a fuel point down. Not necessarily the worst idea. And you actually have a decent amount of troops, so again, that's helpful. But right now, you probably want to actually start saying more time and resources, try to capture the northern munitions. If you can get that, 1 point is good, but capturing a northern area is very crucial to turn the tide and actually get a huge advantage. Now, this truck, Das Weasel, terrible location. Horrible location. Here's why. This truck is literally on a hill. There's no cover. It's actually up the hill, so it's easier for AT to hit this. So what does that mean? Meaning if anybody at all comes through that point over here on the right or left and just fires AT rounds or mortar rounds up on the hill even, this thing's screwed. I get it. You want this as like a forward assembly point, but it's way too close to the middle. This is a battleground area, easily. I guarantee you, any spot during the middle of a game has a high likelihood of being assaulted. You don't keep troops there at all. No way. So I don't understand why you put this down. Nice push, by the way. Actually, nice flank coming down from the south. So Feg kind of came in, did a decent amount of damage. Again, pulling back that MG. Even though the MG is using this to heal and probably will, you know, put itself back down to suppress the infantry. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe it's just going to keep running. I love how they're just charging the MG. The MG's like, they won't chase me all the way up here. Yeah, we will. Oh, nice Molotov cocktail. Burn the MG. It's actually probably going to kill it. Oh, very... Nope. Lieutenant just mowing it down with the bar. Yeah, there it goes. It's gone. Now, I love this guy down here. It's like, I'm going to capture the points behind. And doesn't even realize it's not connected. So, yeah, sure, you're not getting it. But you would be better off just decapping it and moving on than just constantly trying. You know, actually, dude, you could throw... Okay, there we go. There's the fire grenade. Why would you throw the fire grenade on the mortar? You want to throw the fire grenade on the thing, stopping you from capturing territory, not only for fuel, but that can connect territory. What are you supposed to do with this? Shoot bullets at it? I mean, it's decently effective, but you know what would have been more effective? Other than Panzerfaust? A fire grenade. That would have been really effective. Anyway, the positive thing about this location is at least it's up on this point. So at least you can actually keep healing. Don't have to worry about going in enemy lines. But still, terrible location. I swear, if he puts a demo down, that would be incredibly... Well, no. No, he is! He's placing a demo! I don't blame him! Oh, wow. God, that could be close. Oh, wait. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Nice demo. Actually did a little bit to the engineer squad. More than I thought. And, yeah, actually is pretty close to annihilating that thing already. Now, of course, these guys are like, hold on. This isn't happening. Did you see our amazing headquarters building? We are going to push. I love how he pushes with the hat track against the bazooka team. The captain comes with the bazooka if you get the upgrade for it. So, yeah, it looks like the allies are actually controlling a majority of the map. And now that they have the fuel, control not only... well, yeah, now control majority of the fuel, and throws the OKW / Verbach players into a bit of a grind because, well, especially the OKW because their stuff is a lot more expensive. But yeah, they really need to focus. Like Dust Weasel and the rest need to really figure out what the fuck they're doing. Griffey went Soviet industry, not bad, and again, even though he's going a lot of basic infantry, if he could spam a lot of armor, that would probably be pretty huge, because again, you could get a lot of fuel for your allies, you could instantly heal the said armor, and if you get the KV, like, right up here, I guarantee you, this headquarters won't last more than 10 seconds. It would be screwed. Now, the American half-track doing exactly what it needs to, suppressing pretty much any type of enemy blobs coming through any of these sectors. Again, it's highly mobile, and you could easily use it to find the location where the enemy is charging, quickly send it, and just suppress them and push them back at your territory. It's a great mobile, like, suppression unit. Looks like we have the Stewart coming in, trying to finish off the troops. I like, again, he didn't charge in there because a lot of people just, let's go point blank. No. Pick them off and then move up and do what you have to do. He wanted to get rid of the Grenadier squad so you can move up and take out this building without really much, well, without a lot of resistance, I should say. Wow, okay, very nice. I love the coordination behind these guys. So again, we have the American half-track, we have the American Stewart, and Soviet infantry rushing up. Now, again, they have their own half-track, but there's a Stewart over here, and this thing has to place. So a couple more shots, and, well, yeah, there we go. No idea why you just rushed that in there. You should have really held back. Also surprised I'm not seeing a lot of Kenwerfers or any sort of... Oh, there we go. There's a Panzer Grenadier squad, but, again, not really coordinating. And, yeah, this thing needs to get back. Now, he could probably deploy smoke, and that would probably be a really good thing to do. But, unfortunately, this American player does... Oh, he does have smoke. Off-map smoke. Okay. There we go. He got a doctrine for it. He didn't need a smoke grenade. He just got a doctrine. And I love this half-track still causing some damage while these Soviet infantry are just trying to throw some Molotov cocktails, I assume, and cause much damage as possible. We'll see how well that goes. Anyway, we got some vehicle crews repairing that sector, trying to get everything healed. Wow, nice kill. I love how this half-track's like, just keep mowing him down. They have no AT. Just keep that gun going. And, yeah, making its... Oh, damn, I was going to say making its escape. But no, we have a Panzerschreck shot. At least I think it was a Panzerschreck shot. Yep, Panzerschreck shot. Just murdering it. Now, we can see here they are focusing a lot more on infantry. And we look at army composition. The Allies are kind of lower than the Allies. Kind of. Most, except for this Das Weasel guy who is pretty much losing a lot. But the big thing is resources. You can have a smaller army, but as long as you have better units, you can hold off against more numbers. Again, why the Germans did very well against the Soviets until the Soviets got just... They unfortunately industrialized to the point where they were an even match, and it just turned to a numbers game at that point in resources, which the Soviets kind of had over the Germans, even though the Germans technically had better tech. Yeah, so we can see here if they can rush up some medium armor, that could really, really help. And we can see here that with this guy, does he have enough fuel? No, he doesn't have enough fuel. Unless he's getting... Nope, he does. He actually got the major. So, he in, like, again, 2 minutes, he'll have enough for a Sherman. And a Sherman against these guys would be pretty powerful, explosive with especially with those explosive rounds. Let's see. So, Akara went the heavy cavalry doctrine. If you get Rangers as well for close range, you can just mow down a lot of these Volk squads, which I don't understand why they're still here. Dude, unless you have something to really change the tide, you're not going to help. Oh, look, yeah, let's activate that ability. Already, it's been there for far too goddamn long. So, yeah, I don't understand that. These guys haven't picked anything. If I were them, I would probably go more long range. Actually, Storm Doctrine might be okay on this, because, again, you could do a little bit more damage. You sneak up along enemy lines, flank in multiple directions. Assault would be pretty good for getting those excess resources. G43 rifles would be pretty good long range. That would be something. Alright, so you're building a bunker. And once again, it's... The Axis are just kind of... They're just holding themselves up in one location. No, guys. Spread out. That's what you need to do. I mean, we can see here that the Allies are sort of spread out with more... a couple Allied forces kind of helping in mid. But that's what they need to do. Also, we can see here this guy, once again, put down the medical headquarters building, because that works so many times. And, yeah, big American push coming around the side. It's funny how the low-ranked players are acting like high-ranked players, and high-ranked players are acting like low-level scrubs. So, yeah. Also, I love Draft, because he's helping out his allies. He's dropping fuel, so either for himself or for other players, so he can get it and rush tanks. And that's especially with the Soviets and getting those excess munitions. Again, a lot of people are like, oh, why grab the North for those munition spots? They're extremely helpful because, especially with this doctrine, you can literally jumpstart pretty much all your allies' economies by just getting in that precious fuel to get that extra armor. And if, like, let's say Fagain and like gets a Pershing or an Easy 8, or this guy gets his Pershing, like, it's GG. Like, they would have nothing to fight a Pershing at all. Come on, Stuart, you can live! Drop that smoke! Drop it like it's hot! There we go. Off-map smoke for the win. Come on! Save it! I love how they're just chasing it down. No, run! No! Panzer fouls. God damn it. They got close enough to shoot it. Let's see. Soviet sniper being chased. But lo and behold, don't mess with the Soviet snipers, because the T-34s come out. And they have a couple bits of AT. I mean, like, they're not dumb. They actually have something to fight. But like I said, they're way too congested in mid. Way too congested. They really need to start focusing, because otherwise, again, we have a Katusha coming in. That's really, really going to start breaking them apart. And actually, they both went Pershing, which I get. At this point, it's like, let's try to get that heavy armor, or rush for that heavy armor, and have the ability for the heavy armor, so that we can get 2 Pershings and just curb stomp the Axis, who don't have the economy to get a Panther, let alone a Tiger or something else more grand scale. So the Pershing would dominate a Panzer IV, would dominate light armor, and can hold itself off against AT rounds, especially if they're few and far between, which is, as we can see, is kind of what's happening right now. Especially with well-supported infantry. And we can see here that the Allies have been doing a great job at supporting their infantry. Also, nice position. Again, far enough back with a couple, I assume... Yeah, that was going to say, you still have your fighting positions. Kind of guarding this. This is a great retreat point. Really like that. Also upgrade your troops with bars. And I'm assuming you probably got up yourself bazooka, or you're just trying to focus on infantry. That's fine as well. But very nice infantry group, and I assume you're going to flank up here and try to hit him from behind. Once again, weird mistake. I don't know why you went you mechanized. I think you should go with the Sweer headquarters, because that Panzer headquarters building is very, very good at stopping enemy infantry from flanking or taking certain positions. Right now, they're flanking you from the south, and you have nothing defending it. And all you're doing is just prolonging any chance you have at late game. You have to think about this mid-game, and late game. You don't have... That building is... a long-range light armored vehicle, a close-range infantry fighting vehicle, and a long-range artillery vehicle. In this scenario, none of those are good in the long term, and the rest of your allies are already going short-term remedies. You need to start thinking about long-term. It's crucial. I get it. It's like, but Greyshot, he is the Jagdtiger. But, hey, everyone else, there's no way a single Jagdtiger with no unsupported armor is going to survive. Now, it looks like the Axis have pushed more north, but as we can see, the conscripts kind of going up north, kind of clearing it, and it looks like we have some armor. Kari got himself a Sherman, but on the other side of it, he also has a Jackson, so he has good against armor and infantry. Oh boy, and I love this. The Grenadier Squad's like, run, Fritz, run! Hans, I can't, my leg, run! The Sherman's right behind us. The Americans on our tail. Just running up the hill as there's a Sherman firing explosive rounds. That's great. But yeah, they have nothing really to combat this. And of course, they can do a Panzerfaust round. But unlike Fury, it's not going to kill a Sherman in one shot. Hate to break it to you. It even bounces off it. Alright, we have a Panzer IV. Again, I assume they had enough resources for at least medium armor. It's 17 minutes in. You should at the earliest expect armor by the 10-minute mark. That's why, again, you want to have that roll. Now, they did change that again, later down the line. But it's still that same thing. Where, again, expect armor around that point. T-34 most likely can't handle a Panzer IV by itself. We also have a Stug coming in. So it looks like, again, the Axis kind of doubled down on some lighter stuff. Smoke, once again, off-map smoke. Again, love that. Was able to deflect and stop the sight lines so the T-34 could escape. And we can see here we already have some repair stations being made. Very crucial. The Soviet industry, another reason I like it is because of all those repair stations. You can get your armor back up and running very quickly. That's why I love the OKW, because it has these support structures that can help your infantry or armor. If you can get your armor up quicker, the enemy's going to be like, didn't we just kill that, like, weaken that thing? How the fuck is that thing back up? That's the same thing with a King Tiger, when the enemy has, like, a full, like, group just healing a king, and you're like, we just brought that down to 25%. How's it back up to full health? And eventually, if they can't kill it, it just wears down the enemy, constantly fighting that big behemoth. But we can also see here that the Allies have done something very, very, very good. They put down a lot of resources, except for this one point. So everywhere else on the map has a fuel cap, or a fuel point, which is huge. Also, it stops the Axis from capturing this territory. So very, very good on that point. So looks like we have a big congestion point in mid. We'll see how well that goes. Right now, I would say the Axis have a small advantage because of the amount of anti-armor infantry they have scattered about. But if the Americans send in their infantry with bars, I don't think they're going to be able to survive, because these guys will just get mowed down. Now, the Axis are trying to go for the control points, again, trying that way to win. And while, yes, long-term, that can help a lot, the problem is, overall, resource-wise, you still need to focus on that. And while munitions are kind of turning, fuel-wise, you're still really crippled. And the assault support, what Psych kind of went, that's kind of good. Also, nice off smoke blocking that MG. That kind of be good mid-range. And G43 also pretty good. You still need to probably use that, and we'll see how effectively that is. Although he is putting down those trucks, so he's at least trying to get some excess resources, which is kind of helping him out a lot more, kind of making him more even. But we can see here the amount of fuel the Allies are getting. It's just insane. Yeah, it's not going well. But, alright, Sherman coming up north, or flank. We have the Soviet forces moving in as well. Wow, nice miss. Oh, they can't afford to lose armor. Oh, Stu got a nice hit, but wow, Sherman misses the target. Not get its engine knocked out, and yeah, unfortunately, it's pretty much a goner unless they drop smoke, and that is not going to be the case. Jackson trying to come in and help, but gets double teamed. A lot of allied armor losses, but the infantry is the thing that they're really doing well on. Pushing up to it, taking a lot of, well, making the Germans take a lot of casualties. A nice grenade, though, causing a lot of casualties for the Soviet players. But again, you can see here he doesn't really care. He's trying to take out the AT guns because he knows if he does that, his armor can move in. But there's way too much infantry here, and actually, surprisingly, I would say that confrontation easily goes to the Germans. The Germans did a successful counterattack, managed to dominate the Allies through infantry and armor tactics. And yeah, I feel like the Allies were way too aggressive. They should have kind of focused on taking out the support stuff before going down. But that said, like, while that was going on, we have a huge flank in the middle, which again took out the mechanized, took out most of this guy's infantry, and yeah, took out his headquarters. So while it was a successful deflection of armor and infantry from the main star, and actually it looks like the Allies are losing the north, the Axis just lost mid. And this guy does not have an army. Did he just Stuka his own? Okay. That was actually a pretty good Stuka. I was like, what the fuck is he hitting? Okay, he actually did a nice Stuka bomb. Did a lot of damage to the Sherman. Very surprised I actually did that much. But it killed the other one. So, overall, not half bad, dude. Not half bad. So, let's see. Right about now, unfortunately, though, as Feg keeps pushing up and pretty much knocking all this support stuff out, it's just not helping. Pretty much the support of the Panzer, not the Panzers, but pretty much the Wehrmacht is just falling out beneath them. They can't. The OKW player is supposed to be like the guy who can lock stuff down and hold it, but that's not the case. They're just not being able to hold it. Now again, we have the either Stuka Crusader support, or no, it's strafing. It's strafing. Also, I love this KV just burning out the resistance. Like, yeah, we're just gonna burn them and make them retreat. The KV is just chasing them. Fritz! They have flamethrowers! No, Fritz! God, the KV just busting out of the flames with the flamethrower. Oh, that's great. Panzer IV hit a mine, I assume. Coming in and... Oh, no, probably AT. And just be like, I'm going to flank the KV. And the KV's like, I'm just going to back off. You can't chase me down because you have no engine. Are you seriously kidding me? Yeah, let's send the supply truck after the KV. Because, you know, that thing has a really powerful main gun, being nothing. Jesus Christ. That was a waste. Would have been helpful. And actually, probably could have easily put it back here and would have been fine. But no. Whatever. Yeah. Whatever. But anyway, it looks like armor's coming up. Another Stug and a Panzer IV attacking. Oh, right. A Pershing. Remember that thing I warned about earlier that I said that pretty much would dominate light armor? Well, they got a couple of nice shots in, but I still think that. That was a shot I almost thought it hit the Pershing. Or it's like, are they trying to aim for it? And kind of just went like, for like a leading charge? Or what? Wow, really, Stuka? I was like, are you going to hit your own men with that? Anyway, nice infantry was able to knock that thing out, so very good for them. T-34 now coming up. Could probably go toe-to-toe with the Panzer IV, especially with this guy here. He can throw an AT grenade. Oh, nice kill. At least he got that. And, yeah. While Psych and Sane have a decent amount of troops, Dust Weasel is pretty much screwed. He has nothing. And without anything... Oh, look. Now you put down the Panzer headquarters. You know what would have been better earlier? a freaking Panzer headquarters. I swear to God, if he just focuses fire on this thing, he probably could kill it. Come on, focus fire. Please, just do me that common courtesy. If he loses it to a bunch of bars, I swear to God, it's on fire. It's gonna die. There it goes. Oh, Dustweagle's gonna quit. Oh, wow. Also, that's some really... I love the veterancy on these guys. Just like, yeah, like, look at us. We're pretty awesome. More smoke coming down. Stopping the MG. OP pudding. Don't know why you would say that, but okay. Bad players win. How does that make sense? If you guys are all 3 stars, Rifle Blob wins. Dude, you could easily counter that. Like, if you honestly thought that was the reason they won, again, I'm being honest. If you truly thought that was the reason you lost, why did you not do anything to stop a blob from coming up? Also, St. Paul, I just realized you have 1,500 manpower to fuck. You trying to stay up for a tiger? Well, guess what? You have plenty of more resources that could be used in the meantime. But yeah, that's pretty much game. Overall, Feg did an awesome flank. Griffey was great support and pushing on the infantry. And Kara had pretty good armor and was overall not as good, but still a pretty good offensive American player. What Dustweagle did? Dustweagle failed his south, failed to hold against flanks, and did not learn from any mistake. And truly, for a 3-star player, should have played way better. St. Paul and Psycho, I'm judging them about evenly. Psycho I actually like more because with the limited amount of resources he had, he picked a good doctrine that kind of makes up for it and was able to actually turn the tide a little bit. His Panzer IVs were pretty good. St. Paul, his Dukes were also doing alright, and same thing. He was doing rather well for his position. The problem was the foundation they needed to stop and gain those supplies just wasn't there. Their OKW player sucked. The guy who said the other team was cheating or was OP, no. You just failed to pretty much guard your flank that was constantly being hit, and yeah, befuddling. Very, very, like, you know they can come through the force. So I'm just so curious why you didn't do anything. You did assault artillery, right? That's 200. You could have placed mines to hold back armor to infantry detection. You could have gotten infrared half-track if you're so goddamn worried about them flanking you. Something. But you did nothing, and their flanks just overwhelmed you because you were not prepared at all. But, yeah, let's look at damage overall. Yeah, Psycho, most damage. And, St. Paul, most kills. And Dustweagle sucks and got... Look at... Okay, this just explains bad player. Psycho and St. Paul combined didn't get as many losses as Dustweagle. Yes, it's by 1, but I'm still counting that. Feig, most damage done. Okay, I definitely could see that. And most kills very easily. Though, Kara and Griffey, very close. You can see here that all the allied players did very well. And kind of, actually, throughout this game, I saw a lot of good support. A lot of good coordination with the Stuart, the half-track, and the Soviet infantry is one example of that. There were times that they did overextend, but I think that at that point they're like, well, the Germans can't really have much left. And the Germans actually showed them, yes, we're not this OKW player. We are actually good players, and they actually were able to hold them off. So actually make a good battle. But... yeah, Feg was just dominating Dustweagle, and there could be a thing where, again, the Wehrmacht could have supported them, but they did. They had their troops there to hold off for the meantime, and they're like, okay, you just protect mid, forget south, we're going to go take north so we don't lose this game by victory points. Can you at least hold against one player? Thank you, goodbye. And then they come back and it's like, he's dead, he failed, we lost, GG. Anyway, that's what I think of this game. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed if you are. Again with the whole YouTube issue. But otherwise, this has been Greyshot 117, and I'll see you guys next time.